Guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Prison Architect, number 13 for this season 1 on the basic prison. Today what we're going to do is just some maintenance, some routine setup that needs to be done in the prison. There will be no real major additions. Actually, there will be no additions other than dividing up the yard and getting everything labeled out and hooking up all the servos, or trying to hook up all the servos. We're going to split up our we're going to split up the generators. We got 2 running and one is overloaded. Then you will see that here in just 1 second. Boom, we lost that, so we're going to set that up and change that. We're also going to change our policies and make sure we get all those in place. So what you will see today is general maintenance that needs to be done when you get your prison going, and typically probably a little bit sooner than what I've got going here, especially with the policies. That's something that you could do or should do pretty close. And yeah, we're not going to let's get another capacitor in there, but I don't think that'll hold off that very long, so we're going to need to come up and cut the line and then just install the new line. And we need to do this anyway, because in this episode we're going to add some metal detectors, and they take quite a bit of juice, so we need to be able to get that all divided up. We're just going to do it up at this top hallway for now, but I got a feeling we're going to end up coming down and cutting it off at the very bottom area of those 2 cells, just to make that work well. Go ahead and start here with, we got the phone tap. We need to get all the phones tapped to make sure we got all phones being recorded, and then we're going to work on all these door servos. This will take a little time getting all these door servos in, but it's an option. One option you can do on some of the jail cells, if you want them all open at once, is you can link it to one and then daisy chain it down. Now with that, the problem I found is when you open one door, you open them all. That's okay on time stuff, but what does tend to be a problem, and that's better for a timer if you're going to do it that way, which I'll throw a timer. We'll throw some timers in here to show that. Not this episode, but in another episode we'll show some timers just to show that they're on a basic episode, on their basic prison things you can't do. The problem with doing it this way too is that overloads the station, so it makes one person trying to do an awful lot of doors, and you can have traffic jams. So that's where timers come into play. You can really have a timer if there's doors that are going to be open during certain times. It can really help out. But we're going to set all these up individual in this prison because it is a basic prison. We're just trying to get everything set up and show how we're getting all this done. What we're going to do is we'll do it all this way, but then we'll add timers as well, so which will take the load off of whoever's running this particular station, which they do. And hopefully a guard stays there most of the time. And we'll leave it. So we should be able to turn off all these that are just locked open, and they should be ran by the guards now. So we'll get all those off and ran by the guards. Make sure everything's hooked up, and anything we missed do. Now we don't even have servers up in that top unit yet. We're going to have to add those. They're installing them right now, as you can tell. So we can't hook those up. We'll have to let it go, and we'll have to come back and hook them up in a little bit, which should not be an issue. We'll just have to wait and see. Get all these done. This is a very tedious chore. It seems to take forever. Don't. One at a time. Open all these up. And let's see. Yep. Somebody stuck a servo right in the middle of nowhere. So we're going to get that out of there and go ahead and get all these hooked up. It doesn't take... See, it takes a while. This is sped up quite a bit, so it doesn't take near as fast. Well, it doesn't take near as fast, no. It doesn't take near as long to get that done. So you guys don't get too terribly bored with this episode. Make sure, yep, just finish up all these door servos. And again, guys, this is tedious work when you're doing the servos. That it's just non-stop getting it done. Well, there we go. Add one couple that we missed. Make sure we got servos on everything. There we go. Bam, bam, bam. Alrighty. I don't have that clean. Looked like we had a fight there in the hallway. Somebody got bloodied pretty good. Huh. Oh well. Apparently they're alright. We're going to add right there because we're going to run this whole top section off that one servo. And I'm sure we're going to have to add more capacitors up there in order to be able to run this top section, especially when we start putting in metal detectors. It'll pop them really quick. They won't run very long. And people are getting ticked off, but they'll have to get over it. They're fighting. We'll send some guys to the... We'll just decide to pick on him and send him to solitary. Here we go. Okay. Add some more capacitors up here so they can get that going. Maybe this that generator will work. And we just blew it off. So now they need to hurry up and get up there and get that in so we can get those lights back on. Having no lights in a maximum security area is probably a bad idea. Just gonna say, it's probably not a good idea. Bad as putting a minimal. I imagine that a lot of fights and other things will break out. Come on, come on, come on. Get it down. There we go. And yeah, we got that marked as so that only staff only. We need to get legal going. Legal really does help with a lot of different things. Keeps you from losing your game for one. If you're not treating your prisoners so. But yeah, well, they'll get over it. Add a couple cooks. Pretty large kitchen there. Probably going to end up having to divide that kitchen up because it's too big. I think so. Probably end up having to just divide that kitchen to be able to hire more people. One thing I found: a smaller kitchen works a little bit better than a larger one does, and you can hire more prisoners. So. Yeah, or not worth a whole lot, but that's alright. This is, we're not going after evaluation, we're going after what it is. Oh, got a dead guard, it looks like. More doctors. Oh. They're running around like crazy, a couple crazy people here. Bam, bam, bam. Get this all done. Have that in. We're going to end up making this, I think, the lawyer. That's going to be for the lawyer. Turn it into an office. It would have been a good place for like a holding cell since reception's right there. But I think what would be neat in the future is maybe do like a holding cell in each area, like your maximum and normal and minimal securities. Do a holding cell in each and block them off so only those particular prisoners can be in there. It might cut down on, some fights and different things. So, just a thought. I might try that on another prison. See here. We are chugging away at this. We're going to go ahead and add all these capacitors in here, and that way go ahead and break this down and cut it off down at underneath this cell down here. We're going to go ahead and kick that off. What I should have done, it's not what I did do, I should have to the right and just cut that off and killed one line instead of killing both, or cutting it in 3 different places here, but apparently wasn't thinking about that very well. But we'll extend that over there so we can go ahead and get these broken down. There we go. So yeah, now we're going to say, I should have cut it right there to the right of where I was. I should have just disconnected. What I've done is just disconnected it at the end of all three there. And so, but it still separates the two. And the top half is now on the top generator. The bottom half here is down on the bottom generator. So, and that's pretty much what I was aiming for. And we just need to release some of that so that we can put metal detectors in and relieve some of the strain on both, because those metal detectors do take up quite a bit of juice. But that's just what it is at the moment. And we start getting the metal detectors in. We'll put them in front of the main areas where they can pick up things, and in front of our units. So in front of each cell block, which each one of these are a cell block, we're going to put, or considered a cell block by the game, because they're all controlled behind a specific set of doors. So we're going to go ahead and put a metal detector in front of them and in front of a lot of the main areas, and definitely on entrance into the maximum security unit and around in there and in front of those dorms. That way we can try to catch any shivs, hammers, who knows, drills, whatever they try to sneak in. Hopefully we can catch most of those and keep them from hurting somebody with it. We will just have to wait and see. Hopefully this will block them off. What I think I will begin to do with the metal detectors is cross the hallways with them, because you can sneak around them sometimes. Go ahead and divide this yard into two separate yards. We'll put the normal security on half and the minimum security on half. I do have to get in here and set them up. Before I do that, I want to finish the doors, and then I want to tap out the phones and get that done. But what I'm going to do with that yard is divide half of it normal, half of it minimum security. That way the minimum security with the dorm there have more room, so hopefully it will cause less fights in the prison. And I want to show the difference of some of the different ideas on this basic prison design. This is just my very basic setup to have all the different types of prisoners and have everything set up to the best of the ability with a small prison, and it'd be a functional prison. I think this will work. Very basic design, square design, but it should do the job just fine. Okay. Reception, kind of an overview of the prison. And get all that done. Okay, and let me pause this real. Alright, had a phone call there. Anyway, guys, back to it. We're going to put some lights up here so we don't have any murders up in these hallways up here. Well, probably will have murders, but at least they'll be, lit up while they do it. And let's go ahead and get these yards separated. You have to re-establish, so we got 2 yards, and then we can designate these to the appropriate people, and then we can hook up the phones here. There we go, and that's going to pretty well get close to what we're going to have to do here. We're going to go ahead and do the deployment. We don't want people in here. And let's see, we don't want anybody up here, so those are going to be staff only. Well, guys, I hope you liked the episode. A little short, a little sweet. But please like, please comment, please subscribe, and you guys have a great day.